I can tell you one thing I know for sure. Mafiosos were not sitting on that grassy knoll. That's not the way we kill. Those are guys with high-powered fucking rifles with scopes. That's your CIA guys. That's you guys who did that.
Right.
Now, we're all part of it. Hoover was the head of the FBI. He never publicly would say there's no such thing as a mafia. That's a joke. Your 10-year-old kid would say, yeah, there's a mafia. He didn't know it? Of course he knew it. So everybody concealed it. Everybody was working together in a group, whether it was the government, the mafia, Jewish organizations, every fucking thing working together. And they all had one thing in common, I remember, and I was told, was they hated Bobby Kennedy. He destroyed his own family, and he was destroyed this whole relationship that went on to make his brother the boss.
Yeah.
Ted Kennedy was just as bad. Ted Kennedy had a girlfriend who worked for him, crashed his car in a creek. He gets out. She don't get out. And he runs away. He don't swim back to try to help her. He don't do anything. He runs home to try to cover it up. From what I read, that poor girl stood 16 hours in that car with her face, of course the car was upside down, on the top, sucking air.
Yeah.
Took her 16 hours to die. He could have saved her at any given fucking time. There's another piece of shit in the Kennedy family. So Bobby and him, Teddy. And there's another one who lived in Connecticut who raped the neighbor, a young girl. So there's all kinds of stories. The highlight of that family was Joe Kennedy and John Kennedy. John Kennedy gave a speech that remained with me my whole life. Don't ask what your government could do for you. Ask what you can do for your government. So he was a great president. He fucked up in Guantanamo Bay. CIA was involved. He didn't follow through. So everybody, there was all kinds of beefs with that whole relationship. But John could have made a fuck up. Anybody could fuck up. They wouldn't have never killed him for that. It was what Bobby did.
Yeah.
So I told the government, that's what I know. The government guys who were there talking to me, let me get back to that, said, stop this conversation, scrub all these notes, and we weren't here. And left.
Wow.
And I never heard about it again.
Huh.
So I must have hit a button somewhere along the line that they didn't like. That it was them that did the actual hit. Now, I watched the car with him and his wife driving.
Yeah.
I could tell you I'm a hit guy. You know that. I could tell you one thing. You get hit with a rifle in your neck or the back of your head, you're going forward 100%.
Right.
Now, he is, when you see the shot, he's going forward. Then all of a sudden it stops on a dime. It looks like the front of his head bursts open and he goes flying backwards. So it looks like whoever was in that tower threw the first shot, hit him in the neck. Wasn't enough. The guy on the grassy knoll hit him square in the forehead. He goes back. 19 different people disappear or are murdered in the investigation. Medical records disappear. The motorcade was slowed down from 20 miles an hour to 12 miles an hour. I don't know the exact number. The Mafia, I had told them, we don't have connections to do that.
Yeah.
That's you guys, no?
Yeah.
In my conversation with them. And, I mean, one guy looked at another guy, and all of a sudden the boss said, listen, this meeting's over. Let's get the fuck out of here. Scrub the notes. No notes, no nothing.
Wow. That's
so
amazing.
My opinion is it was a combination of everybody who killed him. And it was Bobby Kennedy's fault. The blood is on his hands, his brother's hands. The people who implemented it.
Yeah.
It's all over the fucking place. And I understood even the vice president hated him. Everybody gave a nod. And it was done. That's the way I got it. So that's what I know about the Kennedy hit.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. That's exactly what the line of thought I had on that. And also too, Bobby had personally insulted and gone after Carlos Marcello. He shipped them out of the country and
put him in
them
a jungle.
Off. Yeah,
and shipped him and put him in a jungle.
Yeah,
from prison, taking him out of prison, putting him on a plane, dropping him in the middle of a jungle.
Yeah,
and this guy survived it. I mean, he was the hatred he had for the Kennedys from that. I mean, so, you know, everybody say, this is crazy. This is how the country worked back then. And there was different groups working together. And all you people who say this is crazy, you listen to this. Look what's going on now. I don't want to get to now, but now looks like Pfizer. It looks like so many fucking people working together to do ugly, ugly shit. 10 times worse than these
10 times
worse than the Mafia.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that another time.
You know, a couple of movies that I recently watched that I'm curious as to how historically accurate you think they might be. I don't know if you saw them, but, you know, there was Martin Scorsese did, I think, The Irishman, right? And this gets into Hoffa and the unions and Jimmy Hoffa's control of the unions, and then how he had to sort of make alliances with organized crime. And then a lot of people wonder, you know, was there Carlos Marcello and people in Louisiana involved in the disappearance of Hoffa? That's one of the theories out there. I don't know if you can comment on that, if you have any ideas on that.
Yeah, I know a lot about the hit. I know why he died. I know what family got the hit. I know what captain got the hit.